Hey everyone, Brian from More Than Black and White podcast. On top of a castle right now in Monsanto. I'm going to switch it around real quick. Beautiful. So Monsanto, Portugal. They shot a lot of Game of Thrones episodes out here. I've actually never seen one episode of Game of Thrones. I'll get to it though, don't worry. So today, I kind of talk to you a little bit about how do I afford all this stuff. So everyone asks me, like, yeah, I want your life. I want to travel the world. I want to see all these countries. And how do you kind of quit your job, your 9 to 5? So one thing I did back in the day, a few years back, is instead of I do have a business that I did start from scratch. It does very well, but it took me probably a good 10 years to get where I am right now doing that business. But the best piece of advice I would get is don't start your own business. Buy an existing business that has a proven income streak for about 3 to 5 years, so you know it's going to generate you money. That gives you cash flow to do whatever you want. Then if you have extra cash flow, actually I shouldn't say if you have, when you have extra cash flow, maybe start your own business, start something that you dream of. Just be careful in the beginning, because when you do start your business, when I started mine, I didn't collect the check for the 3 years. I just busted my ass, not making any money, made a lot of mistakes. But at least when you buy an existing business, again, that has a proven cash flow for about 3 to 5 years, you're making cash flow from day one. Everyone already did the mistakes. And I try to find businesses that have a lot of systems in place. What I mean by that is they have a lot of VAs, virtual assistants around the world that are doing the work for me. And I try to find things or businesses where I'm only working maybe like 5 to 10 hours a week on it. And I do all online business. I don't do brick and mortar. I don't want to show up to work. I don't want employees around me, except for virtual employees, because I just don't. It's very hard to find a good employee nowadays. And the problem is, even if you find a good employee and they say they find something better, or they get sick or something happens, you got to cover them, or you got to take the time out to do the due diligence to find somebody that's worth having or that you trust. But at least with virtual assistants around, they can do a majority of the work for you. So again, I try to find a business. And usually a good rule of thumb is too, it's like if you find a business, just say, keep math simple, for $100,000, you really only got to put 10% down. And every $100,000, you're making about 3 to 5% net income on that. So if you have to put $20,000 down, say 20% down on it, on a $100,000 business, you should be taking home $3,000 to $5,000 every month. EBITDA, right? So EBITDA, earnings before interest and tax and amortization. So that doesn't include like an SBA loan or anything like that. But usually an SBA loan on a $100,000 business is probably $1,000, usually on a 10-year mark, give or take a couple $100. But if you can find a business that's $3,000 to $5,000, pay back your loan $1,000 a month, you're netting anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 from day one. Then you can just keep multiplying, buying more businesses. It gives you the life that you want. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I know a lot of brokers. I know a lot of websites. I don't want to make it too technical. So hope all is well with everyone. Again, Monsanto, and beautiful place. Peace out, guys.